The Bible says a shepherd goes before a flock because leadership is something that you show, not shout. Leadership is proven by footsteps, not by speeches. Welcome to my channel, Under the Fig Tree. This is a place where I'm documenting my journey as now a current coach, an entrepreneur, a man of faith. I'm also sharing my techniques, principles, and things I learned along the way. If you're here, you're on that journey too, let's build together. So previously, I talked about how I recently got a job as an assistant coach at a D3 program, wrestling, and I just talk about things that I learned along the way. And today's topic is how to lead by example. So what I'm starting to notice is that the more that I put in as far as participation goes in the workouts, so at the end of practice, when we're finishing up with conditioning, I'll get in there, do the work. I'll also run the hill with them, and I was obviously get in there and wrestle with them, show techniques, and if the practice can manage itself, I'll get in there and drill a little bit with them. And I just notice more effort from them when I'm going through it with them. So I'm definitely leading by example in that way. I know it might sound a little cliche, but it's definitely there. It's obvious for a reason because it's something that we should do. And obviously I'm a younger coach too, so I can get away with it, and I'm more than willing to do that type of thing right now. And it also helps me when it comes to gauging the practice. So if I'm going through it with them, I know if I have to ramp it up or dial it down. And it's just something that I'm willing to do at this moment in time as a coach. So I hope you can see the correlation or the value between what I just said and something that you might be building in your life. What I'm starting to realize is the most effective way to build anything is to lead by example. I can't expect someone to do what I say without me first getting down and dirty, getting my hands dirty, and doing the work. So I think you have to do that first, and then you could become eligible to pass the torch on to, in this case, a team captain or a manager, and they'll be able to embody the culture. And at that point, it just starts running itself. But whenever you're building something first and you're in there, you should put the work in, lead by example, and then you could become eligible for that day where things just start running themselves. But that's what I'm starting to realize, and I think I'm going to stick with it. So let's take a deeper dive into the regiment. So what I have been implementing for the first 2 weeks is elbow passes. You don't really need to know what an elbow pass is if you're not a wrestler. Just know it's from the neutral position, and the neutral position is a high management position, meaning that it's hard to control because he's not really under control yet. So, both of them are free. You're hand fighting, things like that. And I believe when it comes to neutral anyways, if you're not drilling something consistently, there's really no point of showing it at all. So an elbow pass, I've been showing, or they've been doing it for the first 5 minutes of practice. So I picked a technique and I said, let's just do this for the first 5 minutes of practice for 2 weeks so far. We're probably going to keep on going with it. And, I haven't been seeing them utilize it yet in the live matches, but I plan on it. So I'm trying to engrave this technique in their head, and I just know that if I keep pushing this one technique, they're going to get good at it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be really showing anything or doing anything from neutral position that isn't like a shot or something like that. So this is a positional type of technique of where they're trying to get the angle, and there's a couple things they could do from there. And I believe if they just keep doing it, they're going to see the fruits of their labor. So we pick something and we're going to buckle down on it. Also, if you want to relate this to your life as well, there might be something that is a high maintenance type of position, somewhere that you don't have as much control as you wished you had. That might be like financial or somewhere else. But the key here is just to stay consistent, picking something that works. It has to be proven. I know this works in D1 wrestling. I was taught from my coach in D2 and I know it works. So pick something that works, stay consistent at it, and just see the fruits of it. So that's what we're doing. So that's all I had for this episode. I'll continue to keep you guys posted on things I'm learning along the way when it comes to coaching. And remember, this is not the only thing I do. I also dabble in entrepreneurship, which I plan on showing my journey in the future as well. So if you're here for the journey, stick around, like, subscribe, and by the grace of God, do your job. Thank you.